Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922 DXD, episode 11. Wow. This episode was freaking insane. Yo, this was insane, this episode. Pretty much what this episode was the meeting itself until it gets interrupted. And this was kind of weird because I didn't know who was interrupting the meeting in this episode. And when it was revealed, I was like, interesting. Very interesting who interrupted the meeting between Azazel, Michael, and Rios' brother. It was another demon from one of the houses, which was, I think how you say her name is Kataria Leviathan, who is the daughter of the former demon lord who, was in secession trying to get, I believe. So pretty much what happens in this episode is they continue their conversation in the beginning with peace, trying to form a peace agreement between the three, branches: angels, fallen angels, and demons. And as with Azazel, he basically is asking, he asks the white dragon, and it's kind of funny, they called up the white dragon and red dragon emperor. I was like, yo, that's beastly, call him that. But they asked him that, and of course he vanished dragon. He's like, as long as I could fight. That was kind of and that's the same question to Issa, and Issa doesn't know how to answer that, and saying that, he basically says, Azazel says, well, if there's war, you won't be able to make love to us. And if there is peace, you will. And he's just thinking about all the things he can do to her and shit. I was like, God damn, man. He said, come on. And so on and so forth. And then there was something else discussed during this meeting, which was the whole thing with Ashia and the thing about Michael. Issei basically asked him, why did you, brand her as, traitor and the whole thing. And he basically was explaining the whole thing was that all because it had to do with impurities and all that stuff. And also at the same time, Azazel went ahead and, even though it was a weird way he did it, was asking for forgiveness of his subordinate that did what they did to Ashia. So he said he wasn't backing down against Azazel. He was like, yo, motherfucker, I don't like the fuck what you've been doing, you bastard. I like that. It was pretty awesome. And there was a mutual understanding that was going on in this meeting, because you had the thing with Azazel, and then you had the thing with Zenovia and Irina, which I thought was very interesting as well. And then they had the thing with these motherfuckers coming down from the sky, who apparently they used Gasper, his ability to freeze time, which I think it was Smithers R. He was saying, oh, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, and I didn't get that reference. I think he was meaning that, freezing time or something. Anyway, basically the magicians, they were magicians. They weren't demons or anything. They were magicians that were being used by Leviathan. Kateria Leviathan. And she's Seraphil's sister, I think? It was very confusing to figure out, but I believe she was her sister, at least. And basically, what occurred was they had their fight. Yeah. He basically wants to destroy all of them because she has an opposite opinion about peace. She doesn't want peace. She wants war because she obviously wants to overtake the demon side and being the new lord. So what ends on happening is Issei and Rias, they go back to the dorm, their club, to rescue Gasper and Konako, while Azazel fights Leviathan. Kateria Leviathan. I really like Azazel. This guy, I love this motherfucker. I love this guy. This guy is awesome. He was partying Kateria Leviathan so much during that fight. I was like, yes. And at the same time, we also had the Vanishing Dragon showing up. And he was dumb. It was awesome. He was laying down the law. He was taking out those magicians. And that was just beastly. Then we had the thing where Issei and Rias, they went in to the club room and found Gasper and Konako. And this was a shonen moment kind of thing, yeah, where they, were giving Gasper pretty much a pep talk. And what ended on happening was Issei brought out that sword. Yeah. Guys, remember, I saw last week's episode. I know what happened. The sword that Michael had given Issei brought it out and cut himself with it and threw his blood onto Gasper. Gasper. And he licked it and was able to fully realize his powers and turned into a vampire bat and was able to take over the situation. And and there was this one scene when they were getting attacked. Gasper stopped the attack and he was able to absorb their blood and energy and so on and so forth. And he did his thing with the just break the boobies, thing, and they took care of the situation. Also, at the same time, we had Kiba going in the action, Irina, Zenovia. It was pretty sweet, to say the least. Pretty great. But yeah, this was a high octane episode. Also, which I found very interesting, Azazel was bringing up an interesting point. He said that apparently Leviathan, she was getting some other kind of backing as far as powers were concerned. It wasn't just her own; it was something else. Apparently, and then after we had that whole thing with him rescuing them, that's when they leave and they're ready to go into battle for more. Now, next week's the final episode. I think, I can't be too sure, but I think they're going to fight Issei and the Vanishing Dragon. I have a feeling. Got a feeling they're going to fight, but we have to see. Wait until next week, final episode. This should be interesting. This season is definitely 100 times better than last season. By far. It just overall has a different feel to it. Completely different feel. So, yeah. 5 out of 5. Definitely great episode. Episode 11. Only one more episode, people. Can you believe it? Like one more episode. But this one should be interesting. This should be intense. Very intense. And from what I understand, it says they're gonna clash, the dragons. They're gonna clash. He's saying, oh my god, that's gonna be so crazy if that happens. I'm busting the gut. Just Oh, by the way, before I forget, I want to mention something. Apparently, the anime, Fate Ilia, that I watched, it's over. Yeah, that was only 10 episodes. Like blood. So later today, I should mention this to you guys. I'm going to do 2 anime series reviews: Blood Lad and Fate. So look forward to that. Also, I'm going to try to nail in the 20th Century Boys kind of thing as well. But yeah, that's the story, people. High School DxD. One more episode. Oh man, this series, this second season, man, was so good. Bonafide. Overall, I have to say, the series as a whole, even though I haven't seen the final episode, I can say right now, 9 out of 10. Yeah. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but that depends. If the final episode is really good, I might give it a 10 out of 10, the whole series. But we have to wait and see. But yeah, people, that's the story. Bankai 922. Great episode. Oh, man. Azazel pawning Leviathan like a boss. We had Issei and Gasper and Rias going in, taking out those magician bitches. And yeah, just great episode. Just awesome. I like the exposure how each of the 3 groups like condoned themselves. Like you had Azazel, aiding the demons, and then you had the whole thing with Irina, Ashia, and Zenovia. And they were even, consoling, saying that they like the way their lives are right now, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm Bonkai922. See you guys later. Next week's final episode, people. Get ready. Final episode. Awesome shit. Going down. Yeah. See you guys later. Peace.